Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426 and today we have the review of the high-grade Universal Century Delta Gundam. This was one of the kits I've been really wanting to have, or I was thinking of buying at the first place if I started to get it into HG. And yeah, so basically this was like in my bucket list of my collection if I'm gonna go with HG. Now, the reason it took me a while to buy this was because of its price. And number two, when I finally had the money, it wasn't in stock. But the next, I went to the store and it didn't have it. But luckily, the next day they had it. So I went for it right away. First of all, the price. It's almost as expensive as a master grade. It's in Korea. I don't know how they do the calculations, but this costed about $50 in terms of dollars, I guess. And if I did the calculations correct. And also, yeah, that's basically the reason it took me a while. And the only reason I can assume why this is more expensive than the normal high grades, it's because of its plastic. Now, as you can see, it's all glossy, goldish color and shiny. Yeah, that's not the usual plastic you'll see. Now, before we actually get to the review, I'm going to show you the box, because the box, I don't know, somehow feels a bit bulkier than usual high grades. I'm just gonna show you this. Maybe I should back up. So yeah, that is the box. I really love the art where the Delta Gundam is here, his transform, Wave Rider mode, and here's the Hakushiki. And I don't know, this is like what you call a cameo, but yeah, we can see the Delta Plus right over here, with his Wave Rider form over there. So yeah, so that's the box. Now, before also, I just want to mention, for those who don't know what the Delta Gundam is or what he is, because some people may realize that, hey, I never seen that in the anime or any other series. Was he like, is he like a unique specimen, or I don't know? But the Delta Gundam is basically, it originated in Zeta Gundam, or basically what it should have started. In Zeta Gundam, of course. Anaheim Electronics was working on the Transformer mobile suit, but they technically had a prototype called the Prototype Zeta Gundam. They were able to transform, but it was the technology was too complex and the frame was too frail, so it wasn't really ready for combat. And later they were working on it, but they could never get it to work. Later they were when the EUGO got 3 Gundam Mark IIs. One went to Camille Bidan. The rest of 2 went to Anaheim Electronics. And then using their technology and using the information based on the Gundam Mark II, they were also working on another Transformer mobile suit, but they could never get it to work. That's what I know. But some people say it doesn't really matter, but this is what I know. And later, so they weren't able to make it work, but they made the Hakushiki, which was supposed to be able to transform into a Wave Rider, but they could never get it to work, so they made the Hakushiki. Basically, Hakushiki is like in the middle between a non-transformable and transformable. He wasn't able to transform, and he never did in the show, of course. And later, when Camille Bidan came up with the Zeta Gundam, the data or information blueprints, and after they built the Zeta Gundam, they had enough information to make the Delta Gundam. Basically, the Delta Gundam is like the complete form or completed, mobile suit of the Hakushiki. That's why you can see a bit of some similarities where like the legs here, all shininess, and of course. So yeah, and later in Gundam Unicorn we see the Delta Plus. The Delta Plus is kind of based on the Delta Gundam, but more cost effective. Because as usual, even the Hakushiki was known for being an expensive mobile suit. Because of this is just not for show, the gold color. It's actually anti-beam coating, I believe. So yeah, that is kind of expensive. Now, even in real life, the new Hakushiki 2.0, of course, that is a beast. I mean, in terms of price, but still. So let's get on to the review. Before, in terms of articulation, I want to show what you get. First, you get the, of course, kit itself. You get a shield, you get a beam rifle. I'll get into those later. You get a sticker sheet, of course. I only went for the big stickers and eyes and green ones. The rest kind of really seemed difficult for me to use, so I really didn't go for it. I actually forgot where this is supposed to go. this one's supposed to go, because I never actually seen it in the manual, or maybe I just didn't pay attention. You get 2 beam sabers. The beam saber handles are inside the shield, or basically beneath the shield. I'll get into that later. You get 2 beam sabers, but it kind of got me frustrated because the lengths. Because when I bought the Gundam Silver Bullet and the Biron Custom, they had master grade lengths. This, I'm assuming this is the usual HG lengths, which I'm still not really used to. But good thing I have the master grade Hakushiki 1.0, because I'm gonna use those. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you where the beam sabers are put in. But since I really don't like these, I'm not gonna even show you how they look like when they're attached. Also, you get a lot of hands. Currently, the hands I'm using on the left hand is basically just a fist hand, and on the right hand, since it is holding a beam rifle, it's the usual trigger finger. The rest of the hands you get 2. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna just zoom into them because it's kind of difficult to focus while holding them. You get 2 open style hands, the usual, and then you get how should I say it? You get another fist hand for the right hand, and also another just open style hand for the right hand. Basically, this is for the beam saber, and I don't care. You get some extra part. Well, not exactly extra parts, but as usual, those who know, basically kits or mobile suits that were able to transform in the show. In terms of master grade, they can transform, but in terms of high grade, they kind of do, but not exactly by themselves. So you get these 3 extra parts. Well, technically you have to build this. I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna count how many parts, but this is like, yeah. You get these parts. These are for basically the feet. To be honest, I was expecting this part, but not these parts. The feet. Basically, you need to take apart the feet and then make it look like as if they're, you know, like in a tiptoe position. And I really do not understand if this was necessary. I mean, it's the feet, and I'm pretty sure they can make it really easily, but they didn't. Of course, I do like the fact that they used a basic structure for the. They have a basic structure for the Wave Rider, because even though I am a fan of the Delta Plus or Delta Gundam, and I recently built the Master Grade Delta Plus. I love the design and everything, but one thing that always bothers me in terms of starting from this Zeta Gundam 2.0 was that every time I try to hold it, and especially on you put my hands on their body, their upper body, the upper body, it always has this frail feeling. Instead of, like, for example, if I'm holding the Gundam Mark II, it's all bulky, sturdy, and I like that feeling. But when I hold the Zeta Gundam 2.0 or the Delta Plus, it's kind of frustrating because it feels kind of empty in the inside because of the transformation. But that doesn't mean it's a bad kit. It's still good, but you just need to be careful. This one, I have no problem, so I really like the way. I'm really glad they did this. Some people hate it, but I say it's a better idea because it won't be easy to break anymore, because while transforming, those who did try to transform the Zeta Gundam, Zeta Plus or Delta Plus, it's frustrating and you're always worried if you're going to break something. This, not much of an issue. Okay, let's get on to the kit itself. I actually got a free action base while buying this, so I got kind of lucky. So currently on the action base, I guess I should take it off. Yeah, come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you need to buy action base separately. Ooh, I accidentally dropped something. So I guess I'm gonna make him into a standing pose for now. Oh boy, that does not look good. Yeah. Okay, another thing, those who have never built the Delta Gundam before, I just want to mention, like, the way it took a bit longer than usual, because for me personally, it usually takes about an hour or a bit longer to make a normal high grade, but this one took a little bit. It felt like I spent a lot of time building this, because the nubs, basically when you, of course, when you buy Gunpla, they're all in pieces, and they come from like a tree, like rooted plates. And these, how should I say, these roots are, in terms of the gold part, they're not exactly connected as the usual high grade like these. This is like this is like parts that it never mentioned in the instruction manual. Basically, these are leftovers, and usually if you buy high grades, they're just connected to the piece directly on the side. The gold pieces are different. Their nubs are in the inside, so once you cut it off, you need to clip them off again or clean them up in the inside, which takes a bit longer than usual. And also, yeah, that is one other thing I should mention. As I said, you get these, it looks like hand parts, but they're never mentioned in the instruction manual. Leftovers. You get this for action base, I guess, for the Wave Rider. And I have no idea whose base part is this. I first thought this was like another extra part for the Delta Gundam's Wave Rider form, but no, this is actually a separate part for something else. I'm assuming it's either for the Zeta Plus A1 or the Delta Plus, because Delta Gundam and Delta Plus, they're basically the same, or the Delta Plus was based on the Delta Gundam, and I'm assuming when they were building this kit, they used, I'm not sure if which came out first, but if the Delta Plus came out first in terms of the kit, that might be if possible, or maybe the other way around. Anyway. So that's what you get. I'm gonna put these away. Unnecessary part. So, articulations. Well, before that, since this is a shiny kit, my lights are on, so you don't really see it, but this basically takes a lot of dust. I don't know how should I say it absorbs or it attracts dust a lot, and fingerprints will be there a lot. So basically, when I was building this, I was thinking of, should I put on gloves? And I was like, no. So in terms of, well, I guess I'll show you the weapons and accessories first. The shield just clips into the back of the forearm. This is the shield, very long shield and very shiny. I really love the design. Actually, this shield was used for, this was also based on the Zeta Gundam prototype. They had the same shield but not shiny. Yeah, as you can see, it's really shiny. These red, well, sections, those are stickers. Yeah, get used to it. Red, basically all the red in here are mostly stickers, or there are some that are pieces, but yeah. Sorry, that kind of bugged me. And on the shield, you don't really see much weapons, considering this is able to transform. And even the games, they consider this a really, especially in SD Gundam Online Capsule Fighter, they consider this a double S rank kit or suit, and I do not know why. So as I mentioned, the beam sabers are within the shield. So I guess I should show this off better. I'm gonna zoom in for now. As you can see two holes in here. Well, not exactly holes, but place to put in the beam effects parts. So these are here we go. These are the beam sabers. You have two of them. And they're just, kind of clipped into it. You don't really hear a clicking noise when you put it, but you just need to pull it out like that, and you get a beam saber. Yeah, one thing that bugs me or makes me wonder is this all the weapon that the Delta Gundam has? I mean, 2 beam sabers, 1 beam rifle, 1 shield, and a Vulcan in the head. Is that really it? I'm not really sure, but I always thought the Delta Gundam was a really powerful kit or a mobile suit, but it seems like they made just a really basic transformable kit, but based on like the Hakushiki or something. So yeah, that's the shield. That's it. And it's very long. I should really mention this actually. This is like one of the longest shield I actually ever seen. I mean, it's almost as the same height as the kit itself. I'm not sure if that was even necessary. I mean, in terms of battle or combat in real life, I'm not sure if this would be effective. But anyway, let's not get into reality too much. And let's see. You know what? I think I'm gonna take off the hand itself, because we are gonna show you guys how to transform this baby. Whoops. Sorry, language problem. This kit. This is a kit. You don't. you basically, in order to attach this to the kit, is you need to basically take the hand apart, and then yeah, there's like, the hand is made in 3 pieces, not 2. I don't know why. Since we are gonna transform this, I guess I should take it apart. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, there we go. We hope we didn't break anything. Yes, we didn't. So when transforming, the Delta gun will be missing 1 hand. The beam rifle, as you can see, this is a really interesting beam rifle. The more you look at it, this was also the same. When you put this hand, you can put the handle in for the transformation. You can pull it out again. What really intrigues me is that this is also the same beam rifle that was used for the prototype Zeta Gundams. But that's not what really amazes me. Is that, remember the Hakushiki's beam rifle? He had this ammo clip right here, so that's pretty good. But at the same time, if you remember the design for the beam rifle Magnum, I'm sorry, the here. Okay, sorry about that. Memory issues. I'm gonna buy a bigger memory card, basically. Anyway, but when you look at here, you see a clip for the Gundam Mark II. Of course, it's not detachable, so meaning this takes in 2 clips for 1 beam rifle, which is pretty intriguing. And so I'm assuming this has like a really long use, where in terms of the Gundam Mark II, what I've seen is that they constantly reload, but this, I'm assuming, not really required. Okay, before transforming, I almost forgot to show the articulations, because since this is my first parts forming kit, I was too focused on the transforming. So before transforming, I'll show you the basic articulations. And before, one of the noticeable things is the wings. Let me just zoom in a bit. These wings will go up and down a bit, and move a little bit left and right a little bit. It is on a ball joint, I guess, in a polycap. The wings, basically, or the flaps, what some people call, just basic, like the Hakushiki, basically moves up and down. That's all it moves. In terms of the legs, if you put the front skirt way up, the maximum you can get is about that. So about an 89 or 90 degrees. And bending, that's all it will go. Actually, no, because of the transformation, it is a little bit more flexible. Sorry about that. And since this is a really glossy kit or shiny kit, it's kind of difficult to film. Right now, as you can see, because of my light, it's so shiny, and yes, still bright and reflecting. In terms of the arms, when you bent it, because of the design, that's all it will go. In terms of spinning, you can go 360, no problem at all. And you can just detach the shoulder by just like that, just pull it up. That's also because of the transformation. You don't use the shoulder part exactly, you don't use it directly, or you don't actually use it, but in order to take off the arm, you need to do that. In terms of the head, you can go left and right, but they don't tend to. I don't know, because of the chin, it kind of hinders stuff. If you forcefully, it's technically possible you will break something. And also there's an antenna, that's also a separate piece. So be careful not to break the antenna, because every time I go to like a Gundam store and they have displays, all the antennas of the GMs, especially the master grades, are all busted. And in terms of the waist, you can go 360, no problem at all. Side skirts up and down, that's all you'll get. So yeah, so that's all for the articulation. So now we will get to the transformation soon. So let me just get ready. Okay, now to the point where I am starting to get a bit scared. Let's hope I actually remember how to do the transformation. Basically, this is what they call a parts former, I guess. You get this ready for now. I'm gonna wait a minute. So what you do is basically you tear the kit apart. I'm not joking. This is kind of frustrating, or I know, or to put in, maybe thinking of business, we can assume that Bandai was basically making us buy the same kit again. Where even for me, I really was actually starting to wanting to have a second of this kit, for just one to be in mobile suit mode and the other one to be in Wave Rider mode, but that would be just a lot of money used, so I'm not even gonna try that. Okay, how should I do this? You take the shoulders off first. So yeah, they just slide in there, by the way. You take off the arm, and you take off even the wings. Wait, am I doing this right? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, you don't need to take off the polycaps in the kit itself, I believe. Well, I hope I'm correct, because I don't. That would be a really difficult task. Okay, so that's it for the body. In terms of the legs, what you need to do is first you need to take the legs off. And the legs, in terms of this, it's not like you just take off this part, not the entire piece. So you just need to pull it out. So you take off the legs, and I wish this was like basically it. But no, basically what you need to do is take the side skirt armor off as well. I wish they could have added an extra side skirt armor, because the way how this is connected is kind of complicated. Oh, and I think if I'm correct, there's one more thing you need to do. You take this off, and you take these pieces off as well. These pieces won't be used. So just put them aside, and yeah. So what you're left is with this. Kind of reminds you of the last episode of the Zeta Gundam, where the Hyakushiki is just floating around like this, but this is not the Hyakushiki. So this, you don't have a purpose with it anymore. Now what you need is, in terms of the weapons or accessories, you need the shield and the beam rifle, of course. Well, the beam rifle, it's basically on your own opinion. So with the arms, what you do, if I'm correct, what you do is you twist them. For now, I really hope if I don't break anything. If I do, I might actually scream for real. And then there's these parts, you just push them up. That's it. I'm just gonna prepare them for now. The legs, I believe they're okay, but you need to take off the feet. So the way how you do this is, let me check. Actually, yeah, the feet is, I don't know, personally I find the feet the most complicated part, because you basically need to detach the feet and do all sorts of weird stuff. Okay, there we go. Basically what you need to take apart is the entire section of the feet, basically including the part that connects the leg and the feet together. You pull it out. Oops. What did I do? That did not feel very well. You do that for both of it, so just pull it out. There we go. It is easier to pull it out, actually. And then what you do is you pull out the front section of the feet. There, like that. You do that for both sides. And then remember, if you remember the piece, wait. If you remember that the piece I kind of hated now comes into place. Oh yeah, no wonder I wasn't able to see that. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So what you do, the rest of the section, you place it like this, and then you get one of the sections. Yeah, it's kind of confusing at first because it comes in separate pieces, but later you actually you attach them together. So yeah, you get this piece and you then just attach it. There's a peg here and there's a hole there. Just need to push it in, and there we go. You do the same thing for the other side as well. Yeah, this could take a while. I might fast forward this. And then you just reattach it to the feet now. they use a entirely different piece, so yeah, there's not much of an easy way. I wish there was an easier way, but I don't want the kit itself to transform. I heard that the old Zeta Plus C1 actually does that, but no. And then it's just basically just make it look like it transformed, well, basically bending it in 90 degrees. And there we go. And I believe that's basically all you need to prepare. Now the kit itself, these are basically the shoulder parts that looks like the shoulder parts. Yeah, come to mention that you don't actually need the actual shoulder parts, so we're gonna move them there. And what we are going to do is now attach the arms. You don't put the arms inside a hole, but there's the sliding mechanism here. You just need to slide them in. Of course, you need. It's kind of difficult because this should become coming after the arm, but I just put it in there. But if you can make your way around, it's not that difficult. It's gonna bug me, isn't it? So yeah. Wait. Oh, did I? Okay, I think. I'm sorry about that. You need to do this first. Yeah. So basically, you're not supposed to put the shoulders first. Basically, what you do is slide the arms inside here. I'm gonna show that again. Basically, take this part off, hoping not to break. So you just slide them in here like that. Come on. What? Where is it? There we go. You slide it in, and then you just need to slide the shoulder arm inside and then close it like that. Yeah. As you can see, this is my first HG that's like a parts former, if that's what you call it. And then what you do is attach the extra front skirt armor into the kit or base. And then you need to do some extra stuff in order, basically. So yeah, what else? Oh, there's one part I actually forgot. You need to take the backpack out as well of the kit. So yeah, I knew something was missing, but I didn't expect this. Now I believe you're supposed to take off these parts, but I'm not gonna because I don't believe they really hamper stuff. Now basically the rest of the stuff are just doing it in the right order. So basically you attach the leg here. There are pegs on the base itself. There we go. And then if I'm correct, you put the side skirts in top of the legs. Why do they look different? Okay, there we go. And then finally you put the wings, I believe. Yeah, so you have to make them, yeah, basically the hole goes down under. And you just need to slide them in like that. And then you put the back skirt onto the top. And we basically have a basic form of it. Now technically these things has wings in it, but I don't know, mine's kind of jammed in, so I'm not gonna even try for now. And all that's left is the shield. You just need to attach the shield in like a Wing Gundam style. Just line them up like that and click. And the beam rifle, I believe this one has two options. You can either put it on the left wing or the right wing. So I'm gonna put it on this wing. And there we go. We have the Wave Rider complete. So yeah, yeah, that's basically the transformation. I'm not gonna put this on the action base. I'm gonna basically turn it back. And so posability, you can mostly do any kind of pose you want, just don't overdo it. With any kit, I recommend you just don't overdo it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, and hope we can see you guys again. Thank you, and also please like my videos and subscribe.